Hi there, Max. Hope you're doing well today. As your video lesson is a continuation of things you should be working on for long-term goals. I'll give you a new long-term thing to work on, or something, a concept to kind of put in your ear. That way, when you get a free moment, you can start thinking about things like this. So let's get to it. So if it were me, and once I got a few of the movable cage chords down, say once I got like the A form, E form happening just stone cold, once you get C form down, or you start getting G form down, right? The next thing I would be doing is getting the minor versions of each one of these on. Each cage chord has a minor variant, and so most people know E minor form. Right, they know this, right, where they go, it looks like E minor, right, it's root 6. I think I've seen you play it, so I'm not too worried about you knowing or not knowing that. I think you already know it. So this is your minor 6 E minor form. Most people know, like they go, oh, I know like an A minor played this way, but they're not sure, like, oh, it's a cage shape. That's an E minor shape right there. And the other one that people know is the A minor form, which is this guy right here. That's A minor, and then you just play like say like a B minor chord like this. I'm sure you've done that before, right? All those are the A minor version of cage. So you have the E and the A minor versions, probably on your fingers. The one I would work on next, if it were me, is I would do C minor form. Now, C minor form is kind of like a curious, kind of a curious fingering. It looks like this. Now, ask me how many times I've actually done that in a song in like actually tried to play that voicing. I don't use this as like a usable voicing in terms of like, am I gonna play a chord progression and like land on that big shape? I'm not gonna do that. I've tabbed out here for you. And what this shape is just kind of like just to know where everything is, right? The same way that G form, like you're not going to see rock players playing this shape in a song. You're not going to see that. You know this shape just that way. You know where all the landmarks are for G form. The same way that for C minor form, you just know that this is the thing, but you're not really going to use it that way in a song. It's just for you to know where all the landmarks are. And this one is far more usable as not as a root 5. This is a D minor, it's root 5. It's more usable as a root 2 chord. So knowing the names of the notes on that B string on the second string. So if you're kind of getting a kind of like if you're kind of picking up what I'm throwing down in the course of these lessons, so since we've known each other, it's not knowing a billion songs, right? Like as far as time of day, when I'll get my soapbox for a second. My experience of teaching adults, busy adults, over the years, I found that they're less interested overall in learning like my level 6, level 7, level 8 rock songs, right? As far as tabs go, they're out. The tabs are online. You can go look up a tab. Heck, you can look up a video on how to play all my songs in my curriculum. There's a video on each one of them, how to play them, and there's a lot of them out there, right? That's not the issue that I see people coming in as adult learners. What I found was by far the most benefit to people was not learning how to play Doug, teach me hard finger picking tunes, or Doug, teach me how to play hard, whatever song. It's not about that. It's about understanding the fretboard, right? And that's how you get away from just like the same old thing all the time. Usually that's what spurs people to kind of contact me is I get so bored of playing the same 3 chords all the time, give me something new. Or I've never actually really played up here, give me something different. Right, and then that's where the cage and the pentatonics come in. So as like an overarching theme for these lessons and for these like things that you should do in the long term, caged, major, minor, and then your pentatonics, and that will take you a long way. And it'll allow you to, if I had my way about it, like I said before, I'd have all this time I teach all my students, all billion of them, and I would love to have 18 hours in the day to practice my guitar, but that's just not the situation. So when you're looking at songs like from Mellencamp to Tom Petty, Garcia, Neil Young, CSNY, all the variations of that group, all those artists I see, a lot of it is actually just like knowing different things you can do with the chords. Right, saying like a song. Say if you got like one afternoon to play around with the guitar that you don't have time to like chip away and get good at like a crazy hard Zeppelin tune. Right, so like you can either A, like you got free time every day to practice a really hard Zeppelin tune, or B, I'm home like 3 days a week, I'm actually home where I can pick up my guitar and play for 20 minutes. You're gonna get way more done if you focus on fretboard knowledge and different ways of playing songs that have like these open chords than you will getting frustrated trying to play Good Times, Bad Times by Zeppelin, and there's like a really hard riff in there. If you're not practicing every day, you're not going to get it because that's just the reality of life. So taking a song like, say, Lonely Boy by Black Keys, I was teaching a little bit ago, that song... Right, a student might get way more mileage out of that song and get more mileage out of their guitar playing something they didn't know before. And that's where this one kind of falls into place. So for E minor form, say for example, I go back to the Cortez the Killer example, right? And that one, the song was E minor, D, and A minor. So since you already know where the D forms are, right? What you might do then is do the flip side of it and go, okay, I'm gonna play Cortez the Killer. I'm going to keep D and A minor down here in familiar land, right? Or if you're feeling these up here, I'm going to keep them just sit for simple argument's sake. I'm going to do D here, I'm going to do A minor here, and then this E minor, because I have 20 minutes today, it's Sunday afternoon, I got to go hang out with so-and-so, I got to grab a couple beers with the boys, as my wife would put it, or I'm gonna go work in the yard, but I got 20 minutes that I can putz around, drink my coffee, and not worry about life, right? Today I'm just gonna get the E minor chord, C minor chord shaped down on my fingers. That's just what I'm gonna do this week. And my couple sessions I have to practice. So you go, okay, where is E on that string? Oh, there's the E. So you're really doing two things. You're learning this string better, and you're getting a brand new chord voicing you didn't know before. And not only that, you're doing this chord voicing and learning other applicable situations that you can use it in. So I go, okay, this is E minor right here, right? This is E minor here. Okay, and then I know this is an E minor bar here, right? Okay, I know three ways of playing that song, or that chord in this song. So I might play. And then that way you're one practice session better, and you've got something you can take away and use for other situations, rather than playing like a crazy hard rock song that I'll get frustrated at, but I'm not here enough to practice that song. But Cage is something where I can take a new concept every single time. So then the next time you go through, hey, I'm really good at these E form chords that Doe showed me. He showed me I can do partial chords with it. Wait 1 second. Oh, sorry, I was doing the Cortez. C form. Hey, I was messing with my finger style. What if I finger pick that thing? Oh, now I sound like the Beatles because that's what the Beatles were literally doing, right? So what I like you to do is just learn that C minor formula. Like you say, don't learn it this week. Just have it on like a list of like things that I would do in the near future and for long-term goals. Awesome, work on that for me, and I'll keep on sending these over until the end of April. Yes, take care.